Hi everyone, this is Winnie or Miss Tang. Today we are learning to introduce the supporting characters and include some foreshadowing in our orientation of our story. The reason why we are doing this is because we want to keep engaging our reader and make sure that we set the scene, the mood, and give our audience a reason why our character is going on this journey. We are also encouraging our readers to invest their time into reading our story. In our previous orientation part 1 video, we had a look at including the interesting title, we had a look at introducing and describing our protagonist, describing the setting, and then also some adjectives and adverbial phrases to add some detail to our orientation. Today, in our part 2 video, what we are going to do is introduce some supporting characters like a mentor for Amber. We are also going to describe the setting and include some clues and hints to foreshadow the future events and problems of our story. We're going to include some adjectives as well to build up the description so that our audience understands and they can visualize what's happening in the story, as well as some adverbial phrases to include some additional information. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you a challenge. The challenge is I'm going to share with you what a good, great, amazing, and fabulous orientation part 2 looks like, and you will need to have a look and see what is the difference between them, what makes them good, great, amazing, and fabulous. The first thing we are going to do in our orientation part 2 is we are going to introduce our supporting characters. Now, we know that we're going to include Rufus, Amber's dad, as the mentor in this story, and we will also need to describe the setting. So in the beginning, in our orientation part 1, the setting was in the school hall, but now because we are going to introduce Amber's dad, Rufus, the setting is going to change. So I'm thinking that the setting could be at home, so Amber could be arriving back at home from her cheer practice. How was cheer practice? Called Amber's dad, Rufus, from the kitchen. Amber closed the front door and took her white cheer shoes off. She dumped her blue school bag against the wall and walked towards the smell of chocolate chip cookies. We've included some descriptions, some adjectives, and some adverbial phrases to show where she is and describing what she's wearing and what she is doing. Now let's write Amber's response and how she is thinking and feeling. It was fun, responded Amber. She chose not to tell her dad about Viviana's comments to her. They had been happening since the beginning of the year. It was already August and it felt foolish to bring it up now. Besides, she wanted to spend time talking to her dad about fun things, positive things, like the first cheerleading competition of the year. Next, we're going to include Rufus's response to Amber, and because we are introducing him for the first time, we'll need to describe to our audience what he looks like. Rufus rubbed his hands together with excitement. Does that mean that a cheer captain will be nominated soon? He asked, wiggling his bushy brown eyebrows. Rufus had auburn curly hair, dark brown eyes, and was wearing his best dad ever apron. He had been working a lot on his business, but he made sure to be there when Amber got home. The role of a mentor is to support our main character. So this is what we are going to include now. Amber laughed. Of course her dad would know. He had been a cheerleader once too. It was how her mum and dad met. I know you haven't been interested in it in the past, but why not go for it this year? You have been cheering for 5 years now, encouraged Rufus. Amber quickly shook her head. No way. She wasn't good enough, and there was no way she was running against Viviana. Nope. No. Now what we're going to do is include some hints and clues of some foreshadowing of what might happen in the future. And we'll also make sure that we describe what is happening at the present moment as well. Rufus pulled open the oven door to reveal a tray of 12 crisp golden brown cookies filled with chocolate chips. He turned away from Amber and carefully placed them on a rack to cool. What if I told you your mum was a cheer captain? Amber went still. Her dad rarely talked talked about her mum. It was too painful. They'd lost her and he had never been the same. Rufus left the kitchen and came back with a small navy blue box in the shape of a mini Rubik's Cube. And now we are going to describe our object in the box, and we are also going to hint at some magic that may be in this story. And we'll also make sure that we include some adjectives and some adverbial phrases to describe what is going on, and so that our audience can visualize what is happening in the story. Amber opened the lid to see a sparkling pearl-colored opal ring. The white opal was in the shape of a teardrop with gold leaves as the ring band, curling up towards the opal. It was beautiful. "It's a magic ring," said her dad. Amber pursed her lips and shook her head. "Really? That's what your mum said. It's magic. It grants you wishes. Only 3, so you better choose wisely," chuckled Rufus. Amber rolled her eyes. Her dad was so silly sometimes. And there you have it. So now we have written our orientation part 2. We have included our supporting character, our mentor Rufus, who encourages Amber to go on this journey. And we have also sprinkled in some clues and some foreshadowing as to what is going to happen next, because Amber doesn't believe in magic, and so she is going to receive this ring and she will inadvertently make some wishes, which will lead us to our complications. Okay, are you ready for the challenge? I'm going to share with you what good, great, and amazing and fabulous orientation looks like, and you have to share with me what is the difference between them, what makes them good, great, amazing, and fabulous. Up next, we will be writing the complication of the story. See you in my next video. Bye!